When you go at 50 Cent, you don't just start drama. You start a whole war. And this time, it might be heading straight to court. Let's really break this down. Everything discussed here is alleged and based on personal opinion for entertainment purposes only. So right now, the internet is locked in on Claressa Shields, 50 Cent, Papoose, and even Maserati Bud, because what started as online trolling has now turned into talk of lawsuits, and that's when things get serious. Now, if you've been paying attention, you already know how 50 Cent operates. He's known for posting something bold, letting it go viral, and then deleting it like it never happened. But by then, it's too late. The internet already has screenshots. And that's exactly what happened here. 50 Cent made a post responding to Claressa Shields' lawsuit threats, basically laughing them off. His tone made it very clear. He's not intimidated, and if anything, he's inviting the situation to go further. He essentially said, you can't just threaten to sue and expect people to back down. Not him. And that response alone shifted the energy. Because up until that point, Claressa Shields had been very vocal online. She had been calling 50 Cent out, making bold statements, and even throwing in some very serious accusations about his personal life. Things like questioning his sexuality and even making claims about his health. Now, here's where people started to pause, because making those kinds of claims without proof isn't just messy, it can actually be legally risky. You're stepping into defamation territory when you start speaking on someone's personal life and medical status with no receipts to back it up. And that's why a lot of people feel like the situation flipped. At first, it looked like typical social media drama, celebrities going back and forth, throwing shots, entertaining the audience. But the moment legal action was mentioned, everything changed. Because now it's not just about who said what, it's about what can be proven. Now, according to the discussions online, Claressa Shields is saying she's taking legal action because of false narratives being spread about her. But here's the twist. 50 Cent, along with the content he reposted, didn't exactly say what she's accusing him of saying. Instead, the commentary was more about alleged situations involving her and Maserati Bud, things that were already being talked about online. So now people are asking, if those conversations were already public, does that even qualify as defamation? That's where things get complicated, because in a legal sense, truth and public discussion matter. If something is already circulating widely, it becomes harder to claim someone created the narrative, unless you can prove they knowingly spread false information. But let's take it a step further. If this actually turns into a lawsuit, it won't just focus on 50 Cent. It could open the door for counterclaims. And that's where Papoose also comes into the conversation, because both Claressa and Papoose have made public statements about 50 Cent too. And if any of those statements are considered false or damaging, 50 Cent could respond legally with defamation claims of his own. And knowing his track record, that's not something to take lightly. 50 Cent has been involved in multiple legal battles over the years, and more often than not, he either comes out on top or uses the situation to his advantage. He understands both the legal system and the entertainment industry, and more importantly, how to turn controversy into visibility. So threatening him with a lawsuit, that might not land the way some people expect. Now, let's also talk about the music side of this, because this is another layer people are paying attention to. At one point, Papoose used the instrumental from 50 Cent's track Many Men in a diss record. And while that might seem normal in rap beef culture, there's actually a legal side to that. Using someone's beat, especially for a commercial or public release, usually requires clearance. For example, when Remy Ma dropped Sheether, which sampled Nas's Ether, that required proper approval. You can't just use another artist's work freely, especially when it's a major track. So if things escalate legally, that could become another issue on the table: copyright infringement. And that's what makes this situation bigger than just social media drama. This could potentially involve defamation claims, copyright issues, public image damage, and financial consequences. Now, stepping back, there's also a bigger narrative that some people online are connecting. A lot of fans believe that the tension with 50 Cent isn't random. They think it ties into larger industry conversations, especially after his involvement in major projects that stirred controversy and got people talking. Some feel like certain individuals in the industry are uncomfortable with how outspoken he is and how much influence he has when it comes to shaping narratives. Whether that's true or not, one thing is clear. 50 Cent doesn't avoid conflict. He leans into it. And more importantly, he knows how to control the spotlight. Right now, Claressa Shields is talking about lawsuits, but there's no confirmed filing yet. And that detail matters a lot because there's a big difference between "I'm going to sue" and actually filing paperwork in court. Until that happens, this remains in the realm of online back and forth. But if it does happen, that's when everything changes, because lawsuits bring discovery. Discovery brings evidence, and evidence brings the truth, whether people are ready for it or not. And let's not forget, legal battles are expensive. We're talking about attorney fees, court costs, time, energy, and public scrutiny. This isn't just about proving a point anymore. It becomes a full commitment. That's why some people believe this might just be pressure tactics, a way to scare the other side from backing off. But again, this is 50 Cent. He's not exactly known for backing off. Meanwhile, the online conversation keeps growing. Fans are picking sides, analyzing every post, every deleted caption, every response. Even the smallest detail gets turned into a headline. And in the middle of all this, the original issue almost gets lost, because what started as comments and reactions has now turned into a full-blown situation involving multiple people, multiple claims, and potentially serious consequences. At the end of the day, this whole situation highlights one simple truth. When you enter a public feud with someone who understands both the internet and the legal system, you have to be ready for everything that comes with it. Right now, we're at the waiting stage. Will Claressa Shields actually file the lawsuit? Will 50 Cent respond even harder? Will Papoose get pulled deeper into the situation? Or will all of this stay exactly where it started? On social media. Because one thing is certain, if this does go to court, it won't just be messy, it'll be explosive. Let me know what you think.